Giddy up like a spur, I feel like Tim Duncan, yeah. Shorty, she tweaking, she yelling and screaming. Let's skip all the fussing, yeah. Let's skip all the fussing, yeah. Chasing this gleaming ball like Tatum.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hard and Way. It's your boy DJ. I'm here with Isaac in LA on some 94 feet. Now, we're recording this Friday morning, but we got to talk about that Wednesday night. Y'all, 345-point games. We've had 250s. Giannis almost had 60, tied for the most in a single night in NBA history with some players in 22. I think Cat had 60 on that night, and Curry went off, and Trae Young. Here's my thing. Real question of the day, because the way the scoring is, outputs have gone, it's been crazy. Literally since the year 2000, there have been more over 70-point games than there have been 70-point games before 2000. If you want to be even crazier, technically take out Kobe in '06, since Devin Booker did it in Boston in like 2016, 17. There's been more 70-point games recently than there have been before this time. The scoring is wild, which makes me want to ask y'all, do we ever think we'll see 100 points again?
Possibly.
Excuse me.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, LA.
yeah, no, possibly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but um, it's possible. The way this game is going, the way these players are getting, how athletic they're becoming, and how consistent we're seeing, at least triple doubles, double doubles. Um, it's definitely a possibility. A lot of people don't believe, that 100 points really happened. But I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest. I wouldn't doubt it. And even this time now, I mean, yeah, Wemby just dropped, what was it, 59?
No, Wemby
No,
had
Wemby
50.
50,
Giannis
he
had
had
59.
50 and he had 50 in 28 minutes.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Again, that's insane,
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna come down to more of like the play time of the games. Because, refs are calling less fouls now and stuff like that. But with that comes more fatigue and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a lot tougher for teams for a player to even crack that much, you know. Um, and then I do also feel like sometimes they be pulling players out for the safety, because we've seen it plenty of times. Players are hot, to seem like they're going to be other records, but they pull them just for their safety. Um, so it's possible. It really just comes down to the length of the game. Actually, I feel like.
Mm.
I agree. It really is possible. I don't know when we're gonna see it, how far down the line or whatever. Because no one has beat Kobe's record. You know
That's
what I'm
fair.
saying? And we saw that. So it's possible, not saying that it can't happen. It's gonna take a lot though. And I don't know the way they got, the management in the back for players and how they pull them out of games so quickly for just little things. It's gonna be hard for that to happen, if I'm being honest, but I can see it happening. I feel like if Wemby can score 50 in 28 minutes with eight threes, someone down the line is just gonna go off. You know what I'm saying? Um, it possibly could be him if we're being real, but I don't know. I don't know who's gonna do it. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I think it is very possible for it to happen. So
All right,
Yeah.
hear me out. Here's why I say it is definitely going to happen. When you think about it, 99 points is basically 33 threes. The way that people be chucking the ball today, I'm not saying someone's going to hit 33s, but the way people chuck the ball, if they shoot efficient enough and you say, let's say they hit, because the record for most threes in the game is at 15. Let's say you push that to 20. They already at 60 points off threes alone. Just like that. I really think it's going to take a bananas kind of shooting night, but I really firmly believe that if someone has the right hot hand, and then on top of that, I think the game's going to require overtime or two. But I really think, because we've seen people get to 70 in like a close game, like Luka did it. Think about you gave him an extra
yeah,
10 minutes, but they're going to keep putting the ball in his hands in OT.
yeah,
Because of that, I genuinely am like, I think we will definitely see an 100-point outburst. Because I mean, even when Cat got to 60, they started force feeding him. And I'm like, think about if someone starts getting hot, has a crazy first quarter, but it's still a close game. And they're like, just keep feeding him. And they just let him play a crazy chunk of minutes. give him about 30, 36 minutes in regulation, he hits about, 75, and then it goes into OT or double OT. I really think it's going to happen at some point.
It's possible. Or it could be a young kid who is just hooping, like how Devin Booker scored 70 on the Celtics.
So that's what I'm like. It literally just takes
He
a good
lost.
shooting.
You know what I'm saying? I don't remember if the game was close or whatever.
No, it was not, because they started force feeding him after a while.
Yeah,
That's why he got
so
7.
it's like something like that could happen, and someone could score 100. But I don't know. It's gonna take a lot, and it's like you got to play with people who one are unselfish and don't care about that spotlight. Because once you score 100,
yeah, you're in history books.
you got to basically score another 4 to 5 50 balls during the season. If I'm being honest, like once you score that, they're gonna look at you as the top scorer in the league, realistically.
I put it like this: the next person to crack over 81 is going down in the history books.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
Simple as that. Because, and you think about it, as we kind of put with that heart of how do you judge, GOAT debates and whatever. Anything pre, 1970 is kind of hard to really judge anyway. So in a weird way, like as much as Wilt has that record, Kobe almost shares it with him because he did it in the modern era of basketball. So anybody who gets over 81, you're already kind of just like in the history books, like where were you when?
No, that's fair. I agree.
I definitely think we'll get over 81 easily. I mean, we had 74. We're talking, 8 points off last season. So I definitely think
it could happen this season.
I wouldn't be shocked. But the only thing I think of sometimes to try to theorize is who.
Yeah, who is a big one? I mean,
right.
I feel like there's too many people on the Mavs right now for Luka to do it. Although he did it last year. Kyrie was there.
Yeah, I'll take someone to be out injured, and then we're just
yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Again, it just comes down to time, and you also got to think about it. Like when Will scored 100, okay, it was a different game. I feel like him being that size, he was able to control the court a little bit easier. And that game, like, yeah, he scored 100, but it was like 149 to 160 something, I believe. Not many people on his team ended up scoring as well.
Yeah, that box score was crazy.
The other team on the other hand,
that box score is insane.
Yeah, the other team on the other hand, if I look at it correctly, 33 points, 13, 10, 39, 31. So they had 3 players with 30 points.
Yeah.
So it was like that's what's gonna kind of happen if somebody was to score 100. It's gonna be kind of that similar situation now where we have a player who's surrounded by a bunch of teammate players on his team who can put the ball in the hoop but aren't as skillfully talented as him possibly. But again, it could happen where we have star players surrounded by other ones because again, if where your guy's gonna be at, where to make the passes, where to find them to create them. The chemistry is also gonna come in hand. So that 100 is definitely possible, especially if you can crack 81. Guys are close. Guys have definitely been close to at least getting 81. So like you said, DJ, you throw an OT in there or something, like it's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility, but I think it's gonna come down to fatigue. Because I don't think anybody has enough energy to put up 100 points like that.
Well, if I'm being real with you, it definitely will come down to fatigue. But the way everyone's shooting nowadays,
that's gonna be the key.
That's gonna be fly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, because think about it. Wemby had 8 threes in that 50-point game.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like that looked like it was practice to him. He was just catching the ball wherever he wanted to spot up, and he was just pulling. Like, so it's like they wasn't stepping out on him like they should have been. But then again, I mean, it's Wemby, so it's like, what can you really contest,
See, I feel like it's tougher, though, because, again, now are we trying to get that 100 points strictly behind the line? Because with the way the game is, again, everybody can shoot, but, like, now you got to think about it. It's like if you're one of those guards who are smaller and really can't finish around the rim and you solely live around shooting threes, that's a lot of threes you got to get up to get 100. You're not going to be able to do that. I'm sorry. This Curry takes up almost same amount of 3-pointers that guys do field goals.
Right.
So, and obviously, again, he does what he does, 60 points, whatever. But again, that's with a mixture of layups and stuff like that, free throws too as well. Again, you have to be at least at that Curry level for shooting to at least to get, again, to that point. Now you got to think about the finishing part. Wemby, on the other hand, is 7 feet whatever, but he can finish well around the rim and he can shoot from the 3. So you know what I'm saying? So that's where that combined points gave him. Again, you give him a little bit more time, maybe a couple of years more experience, and doing inside and the outside, that's the easiest way to get 100, to be honest.
I mean, I feel like you give him 10 more minutes and we seeing a different number on that screen. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right. He already got
He only
CP giving him
Wait,
great
they took him
passes.
out in the fourth.
I know
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, come on now. Like, if we're
that's what I'm
being
saying. See, so
realistic,
for their safety, they're pulling their players out because again, that's money right there too.
it's a fact. If they really
So
trying to make the
say
playoffs to make a run, they need him. So
say you drop
yeah.
100, whatever, and you're trying your hardest, and playoffs is like the week before you drop 100. Now you injured or whatever happened, you missed a whole playoffs and your team's done.
And the way injuries be happening, everyone get injured nowadays. So
We
it's
had
like,
5 people fracture a hand in a week in the NBA.
That's
that's
wicked.
crazy.
Now, I'm gonna pitch to y'all who I think the perfect prototype of player would be. Like you said, a guard is not. I don't think a guard's gonna do it only because unless you're gonna be at the rim attacking, you got to hit upwards of like double the 3-point record.
You need
I
a
think it's gonna be a forward. I think someone in that small forward range who can give you about 12, 13 threes. Also pump fake, take it to the hole. Because in a sense, I just like the numbers kind of thing. Like a numbers game, 23s, you're at 60. Then you give him, you give him 10 to 15 buckets, he's at like the 90 range, and you give him 10 free
Hold
throws.
on, but like you're saying 23 is like it's easy. The record is
Once again,
15 right now.
Hold on. As much as they shoot,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying. As much as they shoot, yes, but as much as they shoot, who got the record right now? Murray?
no,
Or is it Klay Thompson still?
it's
Klay
Clay.
Thompson.
Okay. Like you gotta think about how long ago he had that.
No, it's crazy. I'm
Like
not saying it's not.
that would be basically breaking 2 records in one game. If they do that, they arguably the GOAT.
Nah, I see what you're saying though, but
like
the way these people are playing, like Ant had 8.
and he don't even shoot like that.
You know what I'm saying? And
it's
he had 3 games with 3 in a row.
in the game. Everyone is shooting way more. It's a fact. But like, I don't know. Saying it
Somebody had 10 the other day.
Once again, you put
I swear somebody had like 10 threes the other day.
Honestly, I told you, everybody be shooting now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like it's not a hard task. Remember, just getting to 100 alone is a bananas task. I'm saying in the reference of getting there, like the 3-pointer is gonna be the key to getting there. Because you get someone who gets a little hot one day and they start hitting.
That's fair.
Yeah. In my book, I mean, there's only 2 people really that I could give it to, and it may be a stretch, but I think Devin Booker could be one person. As much as people hate on him, but like there's games where D Book is just hot, and it's just disgusting to see. Like it's just never like, you know what I mean? And him and Luka, honestly, because again, they can both. Luka a little bit better. He's a little bit more craftier. He got the size on him. I mean, but I think just when Devin Booker's down there in the paint, he looks to get the foul call a lot, if we're being honest. So that's what's going to help him get a lot of his points, And he has games where he scored over 50, like clearly,
Yeah,
But
I mean, he had a 70-point game.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? But again, like I think it's just again he's very crafty down there to get the calls, the and ones, and that's where again a lot of your points are going to come from the free throw line. That's where a lot of great NBA players make their points anyways too, at the free throw line. Because again, quick and one, even if you get fouled, quick 2 points. 2 points is 2 points. 2 points is still added on to that 2 points is still added onto your 70 you scored. So I think those are the one of the 2 people. Other than that, it's going to be tough because again, you got to think about size and the efficiency to shoot. You don't have anybody else. Luka, he give you that step back. That's all he needs to get it off. And we've seen him tee up.
No, that's fair.
So it's going to be tough, that forward position.
I don't know. Like, for the forward position, like, who are we really talking about, though? Like,
I mean, Giannis could, but I just don't have the team to help him with that, to be honest.
Giannis would get it if he was on the free throw line for at least 40 of the points.
No,
I'm just being real because like he's not a shooter. You got to have some type of in that to take off some of that load.
You know who secretly has,
just get fouled the whole time.
You know who secretly has the perfect prototype for this theory I have, but like I know it's not going to happen with.
I know he's not going to do it.
I got 2.
Jason Tatum.
I was a KD and JT. Those are the two people that I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, physically, yeah.
physically they got the prototype.
but I know they're not
I'm
gonna
like,
do it.
the Celtics play team basketball, and he hasn't. He barely plays in the fourth quarter unless the game is closed.
Bro, hold on. Did you hear what he said? I don't know if it was last night or the night before, but he was a rebound away from a triple double. Joe Mazzulla asked him if he wanted to stay in. He said, "Nah, just take me out."
Yeah, well, he's
Like
about winning.
if he has that type of attitude, obviously he wants to win. So if
Yes,
he's
we
just
respect
focused on the winning part, then
Yeah.
he's not gonna do that scoring stuff. He don't really care about it.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
but I'm like, he has the prototype. He has a 3-level scoring prototype to do it. Kevin Durant's another one, but I highly doubt Durant.
You know who else? You know who else before they got injured?
Who?
Paulo Banchero.
I'll give you that.
Like I understand he
Yeah.
just had that 50-point game, but if we're looking at how he plays,
Yeah,
he can
had
play
it
at
here.
all three levels. You know what I'm saying? So
He had
Right.
50 already. You're right.
Yeah.
Though. That's
I definitely agree with that one for sure. For sure. There's really anybody again, there's nobody else. You know, like at one point we could have said Braun, but like
we know he's not doing that now. If he gets anything over 45, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear. I already don't want to hear nothing. But like, I don't want to hear nothing.
I don't blame
want to
him,
hear
like,
nothing.
Him not being able to get 100, like I don't blame him. You know, you got it's you against a whole another squad, basically.
No, yeah,
like you know
literally,
that's him. That's hard. This is not Will Chamberlain time anymore. You know, and again, like LeBron, obviously he's a freak of nature, to be honest. To be able to do what he does, but he gonna get tired after a while, and with the team around him, that's not gonna happen.
Mm.
It also takes a very solid team. Like you got to be able to want to pass the ball, and you got to be on board. He does not have that.
That is
you seen what he did with D'Lo the other day, bro. Listen. If you want to fast break with LeBron James and he passes you the ball, and the defender runs to you, throw that up, bro.
Right.
This dude went for the layup. It messed the whole play up.
That's his go-to. That's the go-to. LeBron's coming down. If I'm passing it to you, throw it up or throw it off the back.
Bro, literally what LeBron did was he passed it and he's running and he was about to jump and he saw D'Lo go up with that stupid stuff. Like, it's just fried.
Oh my, that's funny. But all right, folks, let us know what you think down below. Is 100 points possible or not? As I like to say, ain't no like the hard way, y'all. Peace.